Shut up and sit down.
In Part A, we talked about what not to say. We discussed the barriers to good communication, personally and professionally, as avoiding gossip, judging negativity, excuses, exaggeration, lying, and dogmatism. Then we talked about what to say using the acrostic of HAIL to highlight honesty, authenticity, integrity, and love. It's just the backdrop to learning about the way we should say it. Now, this is everything. There are several tools in our toolbox that will help producers say it better. Tool number 1, tone. This is just the way our voice sounds. If you have a problem with tone, hire a vocal coach. I am not kidding. You would not believe how much that might help. People interpret those who speak with a high pitch as being a little crazy, and those with a low pitch as being somewhat lifeless. There's something in the middle. There's that happy ground that registers just right. And if you're going to err on one side or the other, I'm told emphasis on the weightier sound or the lower sound. This is a conscious decision for you. You can speak in falsetto, or you can choose a more bassy sound. Did you know that statistically we vote for politicians with lower voice register? Why? Because people associate depth with power. I'm not making this stuff up. Tone sets the presentation in a mental motion that you may not be able to control once the words leave your mouth. Find a tone that is A, comfortable for you, and B, pleasing for your audience. I can't help you here. I'm not a vocal coach, but I can tell you when it sounds funny or fake, and if it does, let's find a way to fix it. Tool number 2, timbre. Tone, this is the way your voice sounds. Timbre, this is the way your voice feels. If you think about it, we like people who have a rich, smooth, warm tone like hot chocolate. I mean, when they hire people to do the beer commercials or the fluffy fabric softener spokesman or even the kitty litter lady, people are attracted to soothing, deep sounds of a deep speaker. When was the last time you heard a soprano sounding person as the late night disc jockey on the radio? Never. Now, I may have a face for radio, and I think I probably have the voice for it, but I could be totally wrong. I've used vocal coaches. I've employed some of their suggestions, but I think the simple truth is I'm the worst person to determine if my timbre or how my voice makes others feel. So I may need to phone a friend. I need to ask someone who will be honest with me. But there are things we can do related to posture and breathing, and that's where a vocal coach could come in handy. Tool number 3 is Prosidy. This is how your voice flows. We like relaxing, sing-song sounds when someone is trying to impart meaning. We don't like choppy, disjointed, disassociated speech. People who speak all on one note are really quite difficult to listen to. That's where the term monotone comes from. I hear this a lot when listening to producers, not the new ones, the old ones, the bored ones. Repetitive prosody is also a problem where every sentence ends as though your statement is asking a question. When it's not a question, danger, Will Robinson. If you question too much in your presentation, so will they, and that's a slippery slope. So again, be careful. Tool number 4 is pace. This is the way your voice changes. The way your voice changes, let me illustrate what I mean. I can sound very, very excited when I speak about something very quickly. And when I slow down, I can get your attention by contrast. One more pace setter. And it's neither fast nor slow, it's just silence. This is the dramatic pause. I think there's nothing wrong with a little silence. I think more presentations should be accompanied by silence. Why does announcement matter so much? Because it keeps the audience on the edge of their seat in anticipation of your next thought. Would you rather have them silently thinking, oh my gosh, I wish this guy would shut up, or get on with it? Will he ever be done? Tool number 5, pitch. This is the way your voice moves. Pitch communicates something to everyone, and if we're not careful, we might not like the message. You know what it's like to be on the bad end of a guy with poor pitch control? Where did you put my keys? Or, where did you put my keys? Same words. Slightly different meaning. Tool number 6, volume. And this is the way your voice inflects. The way your voice sounds, feels, flows, changes, moves, and lastly, inflects. It's called volume control, up or down, really excited or really quiet like a whisper. I can strain to hear, cause my prospect to strain to hear, and he'll listen even closer. Out of fear of getting this one wrong, I know a lot of professionals who say, I'm just going to shoot for something in the middle, but doing that means you're going to miss out on those ways of keeping your audience guessing, translation, keeping them awake. Changing up your volume is a great idea. I mean, you don't want them checking the volume button on their cell phone to see if anything's gone wrong. You don't want an uncomfortable balance, but up and down a little bit does help. All right, those are the 6 tools needed to purposefully communicate better as a professional communicator. You got to think about everything related to your speech, and that's all great. It's all just information, but what really is the point? In naturally living your life, you don't even have to think about this stuff. I mean, it just flows out of your pie hole naturally, or at least it should. You don't have to think about tone, timbre, prosody, pitch, pace, volume when it comes to daily communication. For example, there's a difference in the way you speak if you're giving a speech versus proposing marriage. How about asking for a raise versus giving a wedding speech? You mindlessly change it up naturally. Why? Because the setting changes. It's the cue to our mind to change what comes out of our mouth. So then why do so many insurance presentations lack for proper tone, timbre, prosody, pitch, pace, and volume? The answer is the setting does not change. What happens within the sale changes every few sentences, but we forget to adjust within the sale. We get bored. Hungry salespeople don't get bored. They adjust to win. Put yourself into every sale. You owe it to them, and you owe it to yourself. Let me summarize to close. This is where we are now. Many of us are speaking poorly. Sometimes it includes gossip, judging, negativity, excuses, exaggeration, lying, and dogmatism. If we speak this way, or the people to whom we speak this way, we're speaking into an environment where nobody's listening. That's noise or just bad acoustic. What would the world be like if we positioned ourselves to not be speaking poorly, but speaking powerfully? If we practiced hail, honesty, authenticity, integrity, and love to where everybody is listening. If you set the table using hail and create an environment through your voice, speaking purposefully, you're going to win more often. Now we're creating sound consciously with intent in an environment of acceptance, so the message is best received. What a beautiful world that would be. Your words sound more beautiful when you hit the mark. I hope you can take these words and the way these words were spoken to your heart. Good luck. We'll see you in our next episode.